one of the first things I say is, are you in pain when you're not moving? It's not foolproof, but regular delayed muscle soreness that anybody's worked out has had, that doesn't hurt until you move or you press on the muscle. And
Agree.
usually when rhabdo happens, you're in pain when you're not moving. But what you just said is you were in pain even a little bit
Yeah.
when, yeah. So even
And
even
I
that,
also think that I have a skewed perspective because I do have some sort of autoimmune disease as well, and whatever this mitochondrial muscle disease is. So I'm always in pain. So if you were to ask me what my pain level is right now with no CK elevation today, and quote, healthy today, I would give you a number that I'm in pain. So I have a baseline of pain. So sometimes it's hard for me to put a number or exactly understand where my pain is coming from. Barometric pressure changes give me pain for whatever autoimmune disease I have, which they think might be lupus. So if I'm having lupus pain, is that different? And how do I tell the difference? And for me to say I'm in pain, it takes a lot of pain for me to count, for it to count.
yeah, you're used to being in pain. And again,
Right.
I just wanted to bring that up because the rule of thumb that I usually bring up is not perfect. I usually make the distinction: pain felt at rest is not normal. Delayed muscle
Correct.
soreness doesn't hurt until you move, and delayed muscle soreness doesn't hurt anybody long term. But pain felt at rest is not a normal thing, and that's usually what I'll say. It could be rhabdo, it could be something else, and if it gets worse and worse, then it may be rhabdo. But it sounds like even that rule of thumb, is which I always suspected was not perfect, but it's just a guideline that I sometimes use. But again,
I would agree with it for
but
sure.
knowing
I
that it's
think
not perfect.
yeah, I would agree with it based on my history. And the pain does feel different. Like when I have pain from barometric pressure changes, it's almost like an aching feeling, like when you have the flu and you have body aches. That's what that feels like. And rhabdo feels sore, like I worked out, and it's very sore. Um, and if I worked out and then I got rhabdo, which I would, now I know that I would. I purposely avoid working out. I'm like, thank God I have an excuse to never work out again. But if I were to, I feel like the way I would know is because it would be a level 10 pain. And you should not, no matter what, you should not have a level 10 pain after a workout. Like you just shouldn't. So that would be another tip, I guess I would say to people who are like, is this rhabdo or not? If it's level 10, it shouldn't be that bad from working out.
And you said you were a gymnast earlier, and you don't recall ever having any issues that you were aware of when you were
I did. I was always sore. I was always complaining. I was always telling my coach that I hurt, always, constantly. But nobody ever took me to a doctor, and I I doubt that my urine ever turned colors, but even if it did, would I have known that as a 6-year-old? No. So, looking back, now that I have a diagnosis, now that I've been tracking it, now that I understand what it is and what it feels like, absolutely, I know I had rhabdo before. I think heat has been a big factor for making me worse. I think I've damaged my muscles over the years. So I think every time I get rhabdo or CK elevations, the damage is just compounding, I guess. So I think the older I get, the worse it is for me. But yes, looking back, I do think that I did have rhabdo. I just didn't know what it was. And I thought everyone was in pain after they worked out. So to me, I mean, I started when I was 3 years old. So to me, it was just you work out, you're sore the next day. I also wasn't that good, if we're being honest. I was kind of medium. So I don't know how hard I actually worked out. And my coach told me we're still friends to this day. And she did apologize to me, by the way. She said, now that I know all this, I'm so sorry. I should have listened to you. I should have believed you. I should have taken your pain more seriously. And then she says, but you complained all the time, every day. So, like, I thought that you were just a whiny little brat. And I said, I am a whiny little brat, but I'm a whiny little brat who had a muscle disease that you didn't know about.